Well, what a day. Yes, Prince Harry in the High Court today. It all began with a 55-page document in which he outlined much of his anger. And I don't blame him for being angry in some ways. After all, his mother was killed in pretty horrendous circumstances. Harry has had to lead life in the public eye. And, of course, in common with all people in the public eye, you have to deal with the British press, and they can be pretty annoying at times. But, of course, it was illegality. It was phone hacking that got the Murdoch press into so much trouble and meant they had to pay out compensation. And it's always seemed to me to be quite difficult to believe that it was just the Murdoch press that were using phone hacking. But Harry, in his 55 pages, accuses the press of having blood on their hands. He's referring in particular to the horrible suicide that we saw with Caroline Flack. He says that the press and the government have sunk to rock bottom. Harry, not sure it was terribly wise to sink into political territory there. And, of course, he had a go at Piers Morgan, who he accuses of intimidation. Well, he set out his case in those 55 pages, but then came the difficult bit. Yes, you've got to be there in the dock, Harry. Not just today, you'll be there all day tomorrow, being cross-examined by a clever barrister. Now, there were 33 stories published by the Mirror Group during the years 1996 to 2010 that were under examination. To put it mildly, I don't think Harry had mastery of his brief. Consider this exchange. Lawyer to Harry. The Daily Mail article the same day, referring to you as being kept inside watching TV and videos inside a ranch house. It quotes Mr. Dyer, who was with you. It appears that's where the info came from. This is the info for the story. Harry says, no, it doesn't appear that way. Lawyer. He was clearly quoted as talking to the press. Harry. I don't expect that Mr. Dyer was speaking to the press. Lawyer. An article in the Australian newspaper that day quoted Mark Dyer speaking to reporters. Harry. I have no idea. Lawyer. The info you alleged was from voicemail hacking, when in fact it was Mr. Dyer. Harry, I see the similarities. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And of course, during the interrogation, there was mention of his cannabis use. Mention, of course, of the Nazi uniform that he wore to a fancy dress party. And tomorrow, I suspect it will get even more vicious. I can't give you a legal opinion as to what's going to happen in this case, but I can tell you, I think Harry has made a massive error, and I believe Harry is onto a loser. Tell me what you think, please. Your comments, farage@gbnews.com.